Hey everybody, it's RooSims here and welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another save file creation video. If you guys haven't seen the first video in this save file creation series, make sure to go check it out because I kind of gave an overview of what my planning process is going to be and stuff like that. As you can see, there's still quite a few townies walking around. I still have so much world building to do, but I have started building out Henford on Bagley and I wanted to share some of that progress with you guys. This is the Wong family. This is Zach and Lucy and their daughter Bella. They live here in Henford on Bagley. This is their house that I am working on building out. I will say I'm not super happy with the exterior right now because I don't think it like perfectly matches the Henford on Bagley vibe just yet. Like it definitely needs some work. What I really love is this exterior porch area. I'm like spending so much time on it. I really want it to give the impression that like these flowers are kind of growing on top, like a canopy type of thing. As you can see, it's not like totally perfect, but I think it's gonna look really good. And also because I'm using like the actual in-game flowers, the problem with that is right now, because I think it's like winter or autumn in game, the flowers look a little dead, but y'all get the vibes. I think it's gonna be super romantic out here. I put this little like sparkling light fixture out on the wall too. I think it's gonna be so gorgeous. Like if we take a look at it, even in the evening, guys, stop, it's so pretty. And then at night, the way it lights up, I also like I hid some light fixtures in the fence up here. You can like very slightly see it. If I zoom in, you can kind of see them just like jutting out the bottom of the fence. But I really like how it lights up the area without being too overwhelming. I do want it to give that like glowy vibe without being too bright, you know, at night, like so that they can come out here and sit out here and enjoy. Now, as for the interior, it's all one floor. I'll show y'all like the planner and the floor plan and everything with this house in it. The kitchen is pretty small actually, but it's gonna be over here. I might actually knock this wall out and expand the kitchen. And then there's gonna be a family room and a dining room over here. This is like the main bathroom. It's gonna be a full bath. This is a half bath. And then we have 2 bedrooms. On the floor plan, this is like a laundry room. That is the basic build. And then I will have like farm stuff out here. I still have to pick like a foundation trim and everything. So like this house is definitely still under construction for sure. All right, I wanted to go ahead and hop into the planner to show you guys like how I'm using it. I also added a new column. Has it been created yet or not? And once I finish the build and the Sims and all the relationships that go along with it, I am going to go ahead and check that off, and it turns green, which is great, so I know it's done. So the way I started it is I just like chose the lot, and then I was just like searching for cottage floor plans, like smaller ones, and this is the one I found that I really like, and it is pretty small. Like the exterior, I think I'm not following exactly this porch area. I am trying to follow more just because I think it's so gorgeous, but everything else I'm kind of playing by ear. The interior though, like I showed you guys, it's basically the exact same, except I decided to get rid of the back porch because I don't think we need it. I'm actually just realizing that this is technically a dining patio, not just like a random outdoor seating area, so maybe it'll be nice to do that instead of like whatever I was planning on doing, which was just having like a cute little seating area out here. I think it would be so cute to have a dining table. We could do something like this, maybe change the color, maybe something like that. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna have to like play around with it. I don't know if I like the placement of it. Like maybe we put it over on this side. I'll play around with it, but I do like the idea of having the dining area. I think that's really cute. Like I showed you guys, I put in description, including like what type of vibe I'm going for. Lots of greenery, space outside for farm plots. In this section, I basically built out the entire storyline and characters that I wanted. So I have Lucy, Zach, and Bella living in this house. And these aren't like the only Sims that are going to be in the family. Lucy's mother is going to be in the save file. Zach's parents are going to be in the save file. But in this lot, it's just these 3 Sims. It's not like the entire family tree, if that makes sense. But I did put in like the relationships I'm expecting. So obviously husband, daughter. I have an idea for one of her friends that she's going to make. And then for Zach, his wife, daughter. He hasn't really made friends by the time the save file has started, but his mother and father, I am going to create them. And then obviously Bella is a little infant, so she's not really going to have much of a relationship panel other than like her grandparents. So Lucy is generous, loyal, and a slob. Zach is ambitious, neat, and lactose intolerant, and Bella is a cautious infant. For general characters, I basically wrote a storyline out for them. Lucy grew up poor and her father died. She and her mom had no income and actually almost lost their house until her mom got a job as a maid. And her mom still works as a maid. I think I'm gonna put her mother either in San Myshuno or in Tomarang. I haven't decided yet, but basically I'm kind of keeping it, again, like a little realistic if I can, to kind of have it be like Lucy and Zach have emigrated away from their home countries to try and make a life in Henford-on-Bagley. And like just a little extra bit of character, Lucy sends money back every week. That kind of ties back into her generous nature. Zach, on the other hand, grew up lower middle class, so he wasn't like super rich or anything. His parents do own a restaurant. Unfortunately, it doesn't get a lot of traffic. They do okay. And his parents did expect him to take over the restaurant, but he never really wanted to do that. You know, he's always wanted to work for himself, and that kind of ties back into him being ambitious. For Bella, as a cautious infant and with her dad working all the time, she ends up being super clingy to her mom. And I don't know how much I can actually put this in the game, but I wanted to kind of have something where she ends up being a lot closer to her mom than her dad. Again, I don't know how much I can do that other than just like make Bella and Lucy's relationship higher. Now over in the story panel tab, I have their storyline over here. So the Wongs are immigrants and they've used up all their money to buy a small farm in town. They don't speak the language, so they are struggling a bit to assimilate. Zach is focused more on the business side of things, but Lucy's trying to get involved in the community and she's made a friend named Beth. They try to take trips back home. I did write Tomarang here, but again, I might make it San Myshuno. But they don't have much money to start, so they can't make a lot of trips, and they send back any money they can spare to Lucy's mom. I didn't really want to add like a lot of relationship drama or anything to this family. I think they're really like, they're just a wholesome little family trying to make it, you know, but they do sometimes butt heads a little bit because Lucy's more comfortable with mess than Zach, being a slob, and then Zach being like super neat. They love each other, they overcome it, and I didn't write any like major drama into this. For inspirations, because I want to like keep a log of what inspirations I'm using. This is kind of like inspired by my real life, to be honest, with parents that are immigrants. I pulled a lot of inspiration from things that they've done throughout their lives with sending money back home and like not being able to make trips back and stuff like that. I also pulled some inspiration from the TV show Fresh Off the Boat, because in that show, I haven't watched it in a while, but I did remember the mom had like one really, really good friend in the neighborhood, and that's kind of the vibe I want for Lucy and Beth. Like I'd love for her to have one really like best friend that she goes to for everything. Then for build inspo, I did start a Pinterest board here, and I've started saving some cottage build inspo. Even for interior, I think it'll be so cute if I can get some cluttered stuff going. I don't know that this family would have a very like fancy kitchen or anything, but I think it'll be small and homey. But I'm gonna probably be using this board for a lot of my builds in Henford-on-Bagley. I also wanted to hop into cast and show you guys like how I'm kind of using cast to create the lore and the characters as well. So with Zach, I tried to give him a farm look while still being a little bit buttoned up and neat, because he does have the neat trait. Like I think he's still gonna try and keep himself polished. Like he'll do laundry a lot, stuff like that. As for Lucy, I was honestly really conflicted on how to dress her, because the character I wrote for her is more about how she relates to other people rather than working on the farm or something like that, the way her husband will be doing. She's gonna be really trying and getting involved in the community. So I decided to give her just like a very simple outfit to start with. They don't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? She's not gonna have a lot of outfits or anything. She's just wearing something simple, like just a dress with a little cardigan over it, something that she can throw on just to like go to the market or to go see her friends or go like volunteer at the local Henford-on-Bagley competitions, all that kind of stuff. I feel like just a simple outfit is what she needed. I gave her really natural makeup as well, and I really love how she turned out. While we're here, I do want to give her one more outfit. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it super simple. You know what? These shorts would be perfect on her. Maybe this is what she wears when she does like help out on the farm, because it's not like she doesn't help out at all. It's just that she's more focused on raising Bella and making connections in the community so that they all feel at home. Now I'm like iffy on the shorts. Something like that. Really, really simple. Also, you'll notice she does always have her wedding ring on, whereas Zach doesn't, and it's not because he doesn't want to keep it on. He'll have it on in different outfits. In his everyday outfit, I figured like if he's always working the farm, it wouldn't really make sense for him to be wearing a ring because I feel like he might lose it. I think this is really cute, but honestly, it's giving formal. Okay, maybe this. This is really cute actually. She's actually like, I love the pastels on her. Okay. We'll go with that. Maybe we'll change up her hair for this outfit too. Yeah, I like that. While we're here, we can also take a look at little Bella. She is so cute. I love her eyes. She's just the cutest little infant with her little chubby cheeks. I love her. So that is this family so far. I will be updating y'all on the progress. Hopefully in the next progress video I make, they will be finished and I'll have like properly moved on to multiple more families. I did want to show you guys some of my other planning that I'm starting, and then we can also plan one of the lots together. So I've started to plan Del Sol, and on the inner circle lot, which is this lot over here, I want to put an apartment here. I want to have it be 2 floors with 3 apartments total and 1 empty apartment. So if I want my sim to move in there, I can put them there. Obviously you can always evict sims, but I want to leave a couple empty apartments or houses around the save file. So Del Sol Valley is based on Los Angeles, and based on my research, I also saw that Spanish colonial is like a big architectural style in Los Angeles. So I wanted to make it kind of like the building used to be like a Spanish colonial home that was kind of turned into an apartment building, and like it's starting to look more modern, but it's not yet there really. It's kind of like in between. I want to make it look a little bit run down outside because it's not like kept up really well. I don't know, like I said, I'm trying to make it look a little bit realistic of apartments and buildings that I've seen in suburbs. I don't have a floor plan for this one, so this is gonna be like interesting to start building, but I did decide on the 2 families that are gonna live there. So the first is the Walsh family. They're siblings and they have a difficult relationship with both of their parents. Basically, they ran away from home. I actually wrote here no friends in Del Sol, but they're actually friends with the other tenant, Lopez, and Roland, who is the brother, also will have a boyfriend who I still need to like plan where he's living and all that stuff. But like I said, they ran away. They're still living paycheck to paycheck. Rachel is currently working as a barista and she wants to go to uni, so I'm gonna make her aspiration like the college one. Roland isn't working, but he's trying to get into modeling. They're both super outgoing and they're gonna make friends with their neighbors and their landlord. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make a landlord, but I wrote it here just in case I do. I just don't know where I'd put him. Maybe I'll make like one of the other houses in the neighborhood the house that the landlord lives in. I don't know, something like that. Now the other person that lives in that complex is Lopez. She will be pregnant when we start the save file. She was close with her husband and is currently close with her parents. Unfortunately, her husband, Daniel, was a firefighter and died on the job at the time of starting the save file. She will be in her 3rd trimester. And like I wrote here, she's close to her parents, but she can't afford to go live with them and they can't afford to visit her. She does work as a nurse. She's gonna be friends with a few of her colleagues, and she's also friends with the siblings next door, the Walshes. And then this floor plan that I had pulled up to show y'all the Spanish colonial style, I just really like it. It's 2 bedrooms and 2 full baths. So I do want to use it for something in the neighborhood. I just haven't wrote out a story yet. Maybe this can be where the landlord and his family lives. That might be a good option. I want to show y'all like kind of the process of how I'm going about utilizing this planner from start to finish for each like family and build and everything. So in my original video, I had told you guys I want Willow Creek to have vampires in it. Okay, I was looking at some of the mythology, but now I've switched to looking at the Vampire Diaries lore. French Quarter as the pivotal place of events between vampires and witches. So that's gonna be like a place tourists go. The Garden District, which is an affluent area with colonial style houses. So that's something we can do. Oh, and they have a cemetery there. You know what? We can make a community lot that's like a cemetery in the affluent area. I'm trying to think, like, because there's a lot of different ways we can go with the vampires, but I like the idea of starting with this kind of thing, like the Garden District and more affluent vampires. I do want to include vampires that aren't like that super rich vampire family trope. I want to have them living in like non-affluent areas as well. I think starting with the Garden District would make sense. I think I will put the Garden District here in this area in Pendula View. I think that makes sense to me. Okay, let's make Hallow Slow. We'll make this the cemetery. I don't know if we'll make all 3 of these residential, but we'll at least make like 2 of them residential. So let's build one in Umbridge Manor, which is 40 by 30. And I want to look up colonial style houses. Oh, this is so Vampire Diaries. Okay, let's see. Houses, floor plan. You know what? This might be like perfect. I don't really have an idea of what family is gonna live here yet. I just know it's gonna be a vampires. We can probably cut out like this entire area of it when we're building it in the game. I think this is gonna fit really well in Willow Creek. So let's go ahead and copy paste that. It's 4 bed, 3.5 bath. It's gonna be a traditional family home, floor to ceiling, library, bookshelves, and library. Old furniture, vampires accumulated over centuries. I don't know, something like that. I might have to go CC shopping for good furniture for this. So now for the Sims, this is going to be like an affluent vampire family. We could make them kind of similar to the originals. Oh my god, what if we kind of took inspiration from Twilight? We could do something like the Cullens, where a bunch of vampires that aren't like necessarily related, but they kind of live together and like give off the impression that they're a family to avoid suspicion. Or we could do like a really aloof vampire family that's like not engaged with the community and everybody's like scared of them. We could do something like that as well. Okay, first of all, let's get a good name. So I just came to this fantasy name generators for vampires. I like Rain. Okay, let's do Rain. I kind of like the name Youngblood. Okay, so I have Rain Youngblood, who is male. I think I want to make him bisexual, and he's going to be the founder of the Youngblood vampire clan. I'm gonna leave it there for today. I'm gonna need to do a little bit more brainstorming because, like I said, I'm not really sure like where exactly I want to take this vampire family story and how I want to set it up. So I'm gonna brainstorm that a little. If y'all have any ideas for the vampire family or for like any of these families or any new families you want me to include, please comment them down below. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions and thoughts on the save file so far, and like any ideas you have would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you are considering buying a Sims 4 pack, do consider using my code because I do get a small commission off of it. Also consider joining the channel as a member for access to special perks. And with that, I will see Rue later. Bye guys.
I was just calling to see if you're free.